Welcome to the bold analysis. The country is waiting, and the wait will still continue for some time, because when I listened to the press briefing by Wafula Chebukati, they are supposed to do verification of the Form 34As, all the forms that are in the IBC portal. The returning officers are supposed to collect all the Form 34As and take the physical copies to the IBC, that is in the Bomas of Kenya. As of this evening, that process had not started. Of course, it's going to start. It's being done in bits because the forms are arriving bit by bit. So I can still promise you that maybe for official results to be announced, it might stretch to Friday. However, I want us to look at some latest developments that I have seen, because I think as much as IBC, we appreciate the Supreme Court verdict of 2017 that simplified the results transmission process. In fact, I've just realized that that Supreme Court verdict was a blessing in these days for this election, and years to come, that Supreme Court verdict is already giving this election a very good directive. I even now wonder why there was the language of server and all that. In fact, that server was a decoy for election malpractice. Now, what is your opinion on the delayed presidential results? This is for the first time that, of course, no one is having really the right information on what exactly is going on, because the media is tabulating and they're giving different figures, even though at some point I'm told sometimes there is convergence, then another time one candidate is ahead. So this has been seen. And Dennis Itumbi released what, according to him, are provisional results. But because the Constitution do not allow political parties to release their own results, what he released were just percentages and turnouts in different areas. Then lastly, he finished by some projection. I think you can listen to that here.
There is a county which HNIB agents will be releasing online within the next 24 hours, which at the moment reflects 118% turnout. There is a county which will be releasing, HNIB agents will be releasing in the next 24 hours, which so far has shown that they had a 118% turnout. Your guess will not be so far from the truth. There are several forms that have anomalies. I'll just mention 3 for now. The others will take the conversation online and offline. These forms, the anomalies are mainly over tallying, and I'll give some examples. There is the form in Elementaita dispensary in Gilgil, 899, and this form, by the way, is posted on the official IBC portal. 899 people on that form are shown to have voted, and in that form signed by all the agents. However, when the votes were being counted, only 376 were counted to have voted. That means the presidential candidate who won in this particular polling station was denied a massive 400 plus votes. Number 2, as a matter of example, Marsabit, 291 people were counted to have voted and signed by the agents, but when the form was recorded, only 294 were counted. So there was an anomaly of about 3 votes. Mombasa, Changamwe, Chani Ward, and several others. We are going to be giving the details online in various platforms within the next 24 hours. Therefore, having said all that, HNIB would wish to make a national projection of the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya, based on results that have been verified, counter-verified, sourced and counter-sourced, compared, and are having spent the last almost 24 hours closing yesterday and now going plus, we can confidently project that the next president of the Republic of Kenya is going to be William Samoei Ruto, and the deputy shall be Rigathi Gachagua, having polled 51.39% of the vote, and Raila Odinga scoring 48.11% in that poll. Therefore, with 51.39%, William Samoei Ruto, we project as HNIB, will be the 5th president.
So, Dennis Itumbi is raising these results in terms of percentages. And however, the online battalion on the UDA wing have been very silent. This has really caught many people, attention of many people, because as of Tuesday night, there was a lot of propaganda on the seats that UDA had scooped in Mount Kenya and the rest, the other regions. But as now vote counting, in fact, vote counting for the governors and MP seats, majority of them were done today, the 10th, during the day. And so that's where the results now started trickling in. But I have a challenge, my personal opinion, that the delayed presidential results is opening a room for a lot of narratives to thrive and propaganda to thrive. And before we know, by the time IEBC will be releasing results, those results will actually fall short of trust by the Kenyan voter. Because I think people have consumed a lot of data, and people are just consuming data without trying to interpret, decode, analyze, look at the source, the authenticity. I saw Twitter trying to maybe raise some red flags on some tweets. But how many people can access Twitter? Quite a few. The common man there, most of the Kenyan voters in the villages do not access Twitter, so they cannot flag. But again, Twitter is trying to flag some of this information now. Chebukati has challenged the media to fasten media tallying. And one thing you can say is that the process is a bit tedious because downloading and tallying and all that process there. Media and political parties are there, and they are they are doing their own parallel tallying. I want to really appreciate the fact that media houses and organizations, I know organizations that are also doing their own tallying. However, that has opened an avenue that now the political parties or other election stakeholders can use media to advance some specific agendas. Now that is my worry, because someone will sit somewhere and ask, why is this media house releasing these results and the other one releasing another different results? And I think this is something that even the Media Council realized, and they were trying to mediate to find a point of synergy so that if these media houses can collect results and perhaps provide a uniform results, because with that already it's creating, but I think for them it should also be a worry because it's fragmenting the audience. After this election, when they will do audience analysis, they will realize that there are regions although there are some media houses that have already been flagged as supporting other candidates and others are supporting others. So this is already creating that, and this election transmission, the conduct of media houses in the election transmission is also painting a picture to the Kenyan voter, or rather to the audience, on alienation of these media houses. Now, I don't want to delve into that very deep, but remember, as much as they're supposed to inform the public, but in this period, there are some limitations to it, because according to the constitution, it's only the IBC that is mandated to announce results, Even though media houses are supposed to cover press briefings, they are so cautious of covering press briefings because you never know. Someone can call a press briefing and the whole country is tuned and someone announces results. Like what Itumbu was doing, you know, although he did not announce figures, he just did projections and percentages. I think he was just a little bit smart upstairs. So even before, if you call a press conference, you must give the journalists the hard copy so that they see what you're going to read, not that you're going to release results. Because in that case, at your media house, it shall have also, it shall be an accessory to the offense, or that shall help to abet the offense. Now, I want to look at this. What do you think is the damage that this has caused? Because, ladies and gentlemen, one thing I can say, the political parties, the politicians already have the results. If you look at IBC server, IBC portal, almost 90, the polling stations that are still remaining, some specific few, are only in the tune of 90, 99. There is no one that is below 99. So with this, the political parties have the infrastructure and they did their own tallying. They know who has won, they know who has lost. Whatever is happening now is managing the situation. So I can just give you a hint. If you want to know whether your candidate has lost, this is the time to rush to his or her social media, try to look at people around him and just look at the behavior. Look at the behavior. I was seeing some politicians heading to Bomas of Kenya there. Of course, those who have won, those who have lost in different elective seats. There is nothing going on in Bomas. They're just going for optics. They're just going there for optics. There's nothing tangible going on in Bomas because the results cannot be announced tonight, not even tomorrow morning. It will take some time. So, one thing you can see is the media is now playing a role of managing the situation. Where this person feels here, the other person feels uncomfortable, feels like his fifth is not there, doesn't feel comfortable. Now I want to play you a video. I just captured it in Twitter, and people who are privy to this can also help us fact check whether you've ever seen this video or it is a new one. Because I remember someone in that video, if you're keen, was saying that, Baba, this is your last time as Raia. Have a listen at that. Yes, guys, so what do you make of it? Was it today? If you've been keen, you can help me fact check that video, because I bumped on it in Twitter by one of Azimio bloggers, not blogger, but he's a guy that had almost 344,000 views as followers in Twitter. So it's a communication strategist, I think, PRO. So guys, I want us to look at this. What do you think are the interpretations, or rather the objective of what the delayed results can bring now as we talk? Because my position is, I don't really appreciate this issue of these results delaying. It's creating a lot of tension to people, where people want to move on. You frame the minds of supporters in some specific direction. For example, if all the media houses are going to tally and by morning they will be pointing to a specific candidate winning, then IBC comes up and does his tally and finds a different result. I'm not saying that's a likely scenario. Really, the minds of the voter will really be psychologically, someone might try, or rather may be tempted to deny those results, even in the minds of the Kenyan voter. Now, this is the catch, however. When the governor's tally will emerge, then Kenyans will be in a position to actually gauge the presidential results, because the governors are voted in the whole county. So if you will be in a position, even if you can't tally this, but you will be in a position to understand the kind of turnout, the number of votes that governors across these other counties have received, with that it will help to make projections on what is really going to happen. And as much as the delay is at the Bomas of Kenya, but if someone can receive the gubernatorial results, if you are from presidential, then go to gubernatorial, so that a day after we have what the governors have received, the voters, cumulative votes of the governor, then it can be used to make projections. And of course, that might then make sure that that delay, Kenyans have an idea. The escalated silence of Raila and Ruto is leaving supporters in silence, in suspense. I think if you will be in a position like where I am, one of the questions I have been answering is, where is Junet, where is Joho, where is Raila, where is Ruto, you know, where is Mudavadi, where is Wetangula? People asking where are these people. That speculation, that suspense is already creating some unnecessary tension, and I think this thing is to do. But what is the threat? The biggest threat is the propaganda thriving. I think, and as a communication person, in the absence of communication, people develop high appetite for propaganda. And remember, the bad news and the wrong news spreads faster than the right news and the good news. So, and at this moment, I think the best that this country, the Kenyan voter, deserve, at least they deserve verified, true information. That is the best that they deserve. Even if, because even at the height of a credible election, there must be a very well communicated, the communication must be very effective, so that as people go through, we don't receive all the propaganda. I'm just trying to imagine a situation where you're announcing results because the commission has a time frame of 7 days, if I'm not wrong. Then they maybe announce results next week on Friday, on Tuesday. I'm just trying to say maybe on Sunday or so. But at that time, already the propaganda has sinked in, and the propaganda is there, and people seems to have framed their thinking. It's not something that is going to be very conducive. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my bold. I don't know what you think, but also give us your take on how about the delayed results, and how are things where you are. I need to remind us about Sarah. I was forgetting Sarah Atieno, one of our subscribers that is suffering in Kenyatta Hospital. She's suffering acute leukemia and in medical need. The bill is 1 million. We are just doing a 50 shillings donation challenge through this channel as Team Bold. In my number 0710 62 78 89, it will appear Kevin Olo. Then you can also reach out to Sarah directly. Her number is 07 16 357 360. And of course, I believe that this will come to pass. We will be in a position to at least pull the 1 million check for her. Oh, I need to confirm that we've reached 600,000. Yes, as of today. So thank you very much from my heart for those people who have been contributing, and I know we are still continuing to do that, and may God see us through, as even as the tension, the election goes through. We will at least help to make sure that Sarah walks out of the hospital.